you doing? What? What all of the fellas meant to you, like
that not my sons. Those of you guys were my boys. My boys.
Yes, and I am one of them. I am one of them. Welcome to the PokeMitchell podcast. Hey, today is a very special podcast. Because I'm dedicating this to one of my favorite homeboys. I would like to feel that I would have called him one of my friends by now. It was just so short a period of time that we had with each other. But let me introduce the homeboy to you. You know, as you guys probably don't know, but you will know, we'll find out. You know what I'm saying, that I come out of the PlayBoy Gangsta Crips, Cadillac and Corny. You know, grandmother moved over there in 1975, before the hood came out. You know, when I started this podcast, I wanted to not make it about anything to do with gangs. You know, I had experienced enough. Deserve their flowers, and that I'm in a position to give it to them. I said, I can't hold that back. I gotta give them their flowers. This person who I'll be connected to forever, I feel like he would have been a friend by now. But due to a tragic event that happened trying to get some money, we ended up losing the low. Big Insane. Westside PlayBoy Gangsta. You know, I grew up in my hood. I pretty much knew about all the homies before even really banging. And Big Insane, I also knew about. You know, when I joined the hood, he was one of the ones I always thought about, hearing the stories about him. But the years that he wasn't there, when he was doing time, it's like his spirit just like was always there. Because of the things that he did and how he represented. You know, in 1992, we had a big event pertaining to us black folk. And they came in the form of the LA Riots.
Reported structure fire for Light 464. We're taking some pretty heavy flak on Adams about Hobart. There are three separate structure fires through the window. Like the PG in that area is the fire company's assigned. We have a fireman shot. We need help immediately. Roger, OCD, we can't beat us out in front of the gurney.
They're dispatching LAPD units along with all fire trucks that respond to major emergency blazes for protection. But with respect to trying to get LAPD service or anything else, folks, you're on your own down there.
There are fires burning, there are people being beaten, there is looting. it is a dangerous night in the city of Los Angeles.
You know, 92. Was an awkward year. For me, I had just got out of YA. And I was still heavy into representing myself. I mean, I remember talking to Big Insane one day while at Big Puppet's house. And I remember him getting on the phone with him and he telling me, man, stay out the way, stay out of trouble, man. You don't want to come up in here with life. And all I remember saying is that, man, I'm gonna represent the hood to the fullest. And I remember him kind of chuckling a little bit. But as I think about Big Insane, I never thought, I don't know, for some reason, I just never thought that he was getting out. It just always felt like he was doing a life sentence. And so I remember in 1992, I was coming down the street, coming down Guthrie. It's a street in my neighborhood, on my way to Garth. You know, the young homies call it G Street. And I remember meeting Lil C-Boy, rest in peace, on that street. And when he see me, he was like excited. It was like he couldn't wait to tell me. I'm like, man, what's up, bro? He like, man, you ain't gonna believe it. Like, what? He like, man, I was, fixing my car and somebody tapped me and I happened to look up. I see this big old black motherfucker. And I looked at him and he was like, you from PBG? And C-Boy was like, yeah. He was like, I'm Big Insane. And he said, when he said he was Big Insane, C-Boy said he just stood there for a minute, like, in a maze and excited. And he told him that he would be back later. I couldn't wait to see him. Couldn't wait to see him. I remember when I first met him. And I think we was on Corny. And I can tell that he had already had his eyes on me because he had heard about me during them years while in prison. And so, I was always I always loved to hear history, about my hood. And, I just love to hear about things that went on before me. And so, me and Big Insane, we began to get tight. I started going over his house. He lived on Stanley. go over there and knock on the door, and he would let me in. You know, Big Insane, man, he had all the character in the world, man. I actually think he would have did good with the podcast game because he was funny. He was funny as heck, man. And he was just a natural born. He was just natural in everything that he did, man. And you know, I remember going to his house one day on Stanley. He was living with his daddy, Big Jack, and knocking on the door. And he peeking through the door. Come on in, Poke. Like, what's up, Lo? He like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know, a lot of niggas know I'm out now. A lot of niggas didn't like me, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I think I pushed the line in the pen. And I was like, man, nigga, ain't nobody finna mess with you out here, nigga. Not while I'm here, you feel me? Letting me know, like, nigga, it's only cracking. Whatever went on in there, nigga, that was in there. Out here, we gonna do it like this. But he told me stories, you know, things that he, you know, had did in the pen, you know. He actually told me a lot of different stories about the hood, about niggas. And man, it was like I was in class just listening and just learning, you know. It's crazy how, you know, how, you know, a leader can empower the people around him, man. You know, and I felt that. You know, I felt like things could be better, could get better than they were at the time. And you know, us finding a way to make it better. And so, man, like I said, man, I think he would have did excellent in this podcast game because he was just so real, man, and he had a funny personality, man, that everybody loved, man. You know, he was a big old black nigga. You know, he wasn't no bully, man. You know what I'm saying? And he had a big heart. You know, and you know, I missed the homie. You know, I used to come to his house every morning, every other morning. You know what I'm saying? And we'd go right in the kitchen and you know, fix us some of them leftover plates and stuff, man, that Big Jack used to have in the refrigerator. His daddy, you know. And you know, man, I just you know, when he got out, man, you know, I didn't have it, you know, to where I could just bless him. You know, I wasn't never a D man, you know what I'm saying, from the turf, man. You know, but I did help him in the best way that I knew how to help him at the time. And it didn't hurt me at all to help him, man. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of happy to help him with, you know, with trying to have something in his pockets. But I could only do so much. But you know, I remember, you know, that we throwing cause he loved his daughter, man. He had a daughter, and he loved her, man. He wanted to throw his daughter a party. And I remember helping him, you know, to do that. And I felt good about that, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had so much fun when he got out, man. We, in today's, life, man, today's, game, man, the communication is just, there's none. And so, he brought a little bit of that back, man, for us at the time, man. And, I remember we was playing big homies against little homies, man. Like, we would catch little big homies slipping and, rush them and shit. And they would catch, the little homies, they would catch us, man. And we were just having fun, just, interacting with each other, man. And the big homies kind of overpowered us at the end. And we had to give up, man. Fuck that. Big old niggas ain't finna be psyching on me. But, man, I miss the homie, man, so, 92 was about the riots. Rodney King was somebody that got beaten by multiple police officers. And it was on TV. And everybody seen it, the whole world seen it. Black people, we go through so much, man, and it seems like we just never get the help, never receive help. And so here it is, we're watching, the world is watching this man get beat with batons over and over and over again. And and then when the trial comes, he gets found, the police officers get found not guilty. Sometimes, man, now that I'm realizing, in LA, whenever you have a case like that, most of the brothers gonna take advantage of it. And we're gonna tear the town up for a couple days. We already doing bad, So, the riots had kicked off, man. The A-Track gangsters kicked it off. And it just went all over the city. And Big Insane got out, paroled from Pelican Bay during that time. And it was just a good thing to have someone like that in the hood, man. A reputable like that. We had got so close, me and Big Insane. I know that I was one of his favorite little homies. We had got so close that he used to, he came up with this crazy thing between me and him, man. Every time he come, he'd be, where Poke at? Where Poke at? That go Poke right there. He'd walk up to me. He'd be like, he was tall, so this nigga would bend down. That nigga say, nigga blow in my ear. Nigga, I'm not gonna blow in your ear, nigga. Nigga, the whole hood watching and shit. I'm like, nigga, I'm just nigga for me to blow in his ear and shit, man. I'm like, man, I'm not blowing in your ear. Like, nigga, big, he'll make a nigga laugh and shit, man. Nigga blow in my ear, nigga, big low, nigga, give me my energy. Like, this nigga said, give me my energy. What the hell? And so he would bend down and I would blow in this nigga ear like, and that nigga would just like, shake it off and take deep breaths and be like, yeah, the big lope ready for anything now. And it was like, it was cool. It was funny. It's something that I can always remember him by. You know, that was me and his thing. And it just brought us even closer, man. When you live in this lifestyle, you know, in the streets and shit, you doing shit, you giving yourself a 50% chance that you're gonna make it, a 50% chance that you may not make it. You know, you do a lot of time in jail when you live in that kind of life. And you know, sometimes when you go to prison, to jail, and you get out, sometimes you get out at bad times, man. Like, you know, it depends on where you at. You know, how you're growing, you know, while doing time. And that's not to say that, you know, Big Lope was a dummy, because he was far from a dummy. But he was a Crips Crip. You know, he was definitely a leader. And he cared. You know, when I look back at things, I feel that it just wasn't his time. You know, and I think that way because I ended up doing a stretch, 17 years. And then got out and was expecting things to be a certain way. And it wasn't. And I could have thrown me off. But based on what I allowed myself to learn and who I had become more of, which was a man. I kind of was prepared in a different way when I got out. But, you know, Big Insane, man, you know, he kept I just remember smiling a lot, man, when he got out, you know. It's crazy because I look at a lot of, I've looked at and watched a lot of movies, man. And you look at the movies and you be like, damn, you see stuff on the movies. But then you're the type of person that's doing shit in real life. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I never liked selling dope. I had a family member that was had got strung out, and I just never could get into selling dope because I seemed to take down or weaken a lot of people that I loved around me. But I always had heart, and you know, running up in in stores and shit to go get mine. You know, that was easy to me. It was fun. And like I said, I had the heart. You know, in 92, like I said, there was a lot going on. We had the peace treaties. I needed peace treaty, man. You know what I trip off of? You know, everybody think that all you're supposed to be about and think about is war, 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 war. You know, if you're a real leader, you can't have war without peace. Those two go together. Because if you're a real leader and you care about your people, sometimes you have to go for peace so that your people will be okay. And as a leader, sometimes, man, ain't nothing wrong with waving a white flag. But, you know, Big Insane, I got out, man. And, you know, we were at the time, man, a lot was going on. We was trying to find ourselves. We grew up, man, thinking and training ourselves to hate each other, man. I had so many friends when I was a youngster growing up, man. There was so much love. And then in a blink of an eye, things changed. Things changed to the point to where it would make you hate your brother, hate the people on the other side that look like you. And that's when we lose. That's when we lose out at. I remember, when Insane got out, like I said, it was the 92 peace treaty. We peacing with everybody that probably was Big Insane before he went and did time, we was beefing with. And so he had to get used to that. It was a good time for him to get out, as far as that goes, as far as that went. I remember the day that he came and he got at me. He said, "Poke, I got into it with my daddy. He don't want to let me use his car no more. Man, I need you." Big Lo could have told me he needed me for whatever, and I would have. He's somebody, it was just hard to say no to. I wouldn't have said no to him because I felt so connected to him. And so I said, "Yeah, man, what's up?" He was like, "Man, got a lick up, man, I need you." I said, "Okay, shit, what's happening?" You know what I'm saying? He's like, "Man, I need to you know, I need a card, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, motherfucker been casing this joint. I say, okay. And it was me, Big Low, and Big Down One. And man, I remember, man, you know, they came to get me the next day. I was sitting talking. I was in the hood on guard. And my nigga Scooby from City Stone pulled up, man. And we was just talking and shit, man. And Big Insane and Don Juan pull up. They see Scooby. You know, Scooby went to, you know, he went to school with us, man, you know. Emmett, you know what I'm saying? He was always like one of us, man. You know, we would have never let nothing happen to Emmett, and Emmett wouldn't have never let, you know, nothing happen to us. So, you know, we had a real relationship. And they pulled up. They seen he was flamed up. And who is that? I said, man, that's Scooby from City Stone, man. That's our folks. That's the homie. All right, man, you ready? Whoa. Like, yeah, we went on to our mission. And you know, it was crazy, man. It was a day that I would never have thought that would have happened. And, you know, like I said, you know, I felt like being around Big Low, Big Insane, and Don Juan, you know, two of my favorite homies, you know, my big homies. I'm like, nigga, they can do whatever, and, you know, and I just always felt like when you with your real ones and shit, you know, you feel like you can just do whatever and get away and ride off into the sunset, so to speak, man. But, you know, like I said, man, when you putting yourself in a 50% chance that you may get away, and a 50% chance that you may not get away, it's not a good situation to be in, you know. But we went, you know what I'm saying? You know, once we got out to where we was gonna do the thing at, you know, I ended up getting a car for us. And, you know, and, well, you know, once I did that, we went to where we was gonna do the thing at, man, and, you know, it was just, like I said, it was a crazy day, man. You know, we parked one car like around the corner and then drove the other car right in front of the place where we was gonna do our thing. And, you know, Big Low was like, go see if the school is straight. And boom, I go inside the store. I walk around the whole store. I'm like, ooh, it's straight. It's one security guard, but you know, he at the front door. He ain't got no gun or nothing like that. So that ain't nothing. And came back out and I told him what I seen and what I cased. And so everybody was like, okay, ready to go. You know, me and Juan, we was like, you know, Big Low missed a lot of stuff, man, that we had started to get into, man. So, you know, we told Big Low, man, you just get the front door, man. Me and Juan to do the others. do the bashing and the grabbing and shit. And that's what happened, man. We run up in that motherfucker, man. You know. And Big Low go straight to the security guard. Boom, me and Don Juan, like we running right by the jewelry displays. And Don Juan is bashing, and I'm grabbing. You know, I happen to look back, man. After a couple of seconds we was in there, you know, I'm looking down and I'm throwing shit in the bag and I'm seeing you know, these prices and shit. As I'm throwing it in the bag, I'm just like, oh, okay, we cool, yeah. And so, I said, I look back, man. I said, let me see what Big Low doing, man. I look back, man, and Big Low got the police, the security guard on the ground. And then I seen him do some shit that I seen on the movies, man. I swear to God, man. Big Insane, fool, man. He's a fool, man. I look back and I see him grab the watch, the security guard arm, and snatch the watch off his arm, man, and put it on his arm, man. I said, this thing is low. Big Low was more real with it when he in real life, man. He did it. I can't say he didn't do it the right way. You know, he just took the watch and put it on his arm. But man, we go. You know, after me and Juan do our thing, man. Boom, we out of here. Shit. All three, we all head back, man. And you know, we jump into one of the cars and drive to the other car. And you know, we had them beat. We had switch cars and everything, man. We had them beat, man. But you know, we was trying to get back to home base, man. You know, and in the process of that, man, the homie Juan was driving, and me and Big Low was ducking, man. And, you know, we had the cars beat, man. You know, on our way back to the freeway, we had made it to the freeway, and we was like the next car to get on, man. And me and Big Low was ducking. You know what I'm saying? You know, the crazy thing is, man, you know, when we came out that store and jumped in the car, me and got another car, me and Big Low, he was more enthusiastic that we had did what we did. And we was giving each other dap, giving each other trays. And man, you know, a lot of people might have thought that we didn't do it right. Then we got 3 real niggas, 2 G homies, and one young G. You know what I'm saying? Like, we did everything the right way. Only thing where we messed up at, and we could have just hung out for a minute, just stayed in the city for a minute till everything died down. We had a beat, but we tried to get back to the freeway. And so we had the police cars beat, but the motorcycle cops was getting through all the cracks. And they finally drove up to the car we was in and happened to look down, and they see me and Big Low ducking. So we tell the homie, pull over. The homie like, man, the fool telling me to pull over. And now we took off like Dukes of Hazzard. And they lucky, man, because the homie was willing that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Smokey and the Bandit. But it was only so much you can do. Because you can only get so far on the freeway. Especially early in the morning when the traffic is just like back to back. And the traffic ended up stopping on us. We crashed. Boom. The homies, Juan and Big Low jump out. And I had to lift the back seat up so I can get out. I jumped out and I tried to run up the side of the freeway. You know, all the dirt was just bringing me back down. Every time I tried to climb, the dirt just like, nah. And it was starting to make a whole bunch of dust from me trying to, run in the dirt. I said, oh, they finna shoot, they finna try to kill me, man, because they gonna say they didn't know if that smoke was coming from a gun. And I heard a couple of shots before I was shot at myself. And then I just stopped moving. It was so cloudy around me. I just stopped moving. They shot around me maybe like 12, 13 times. And then the last bullet hit me. So they probably said, fuck it, let's kill him too. Because little did I know at the time, they had shot Big Insane in the back of the head as he was running down the freeway. He didn't have the gun pointed toward them. The gun was inside his waistband, in the front, so they didn't see a gun. But they knew that we weren't armed. I remember when I got shot. It was my first time. I remember, the cops saying, come down. And I started just rolling down, like just letting myself roll down the hill, whatever. Then once I got down to the hill, I knew I was hit, but I didn't know where. When I got down to the hill, the cop jumped on my back or whatever, cuffed me up, and then started rolling me over with his feet and talking on the walkie-talkie. Gunshot wound to the chest. Need the paramedics. I said, oh, a gunshot wound to the chest? I said, oh, I'm out of here. I said, I ain't doing no talking. I'm just gonna just sit here. And I couldn't help it, man. I was thinking about the craziest things, bro. How many people gonna be at my funeral? And what it's gonna look like. I was literally visioning my funeral. And I remember getting put on the gurney and then hearing a voice, which was Don Juan's voice. He said, I love you, little homie. Stay strong. That's the last thing I remember. Once I woke up, in the hospital, I see my mom on the side of me. I hadn't seen my mom in years, so I was actually thinking that I was in heaven. because when I opened my eyes, I seen all white, but it was the ceiling. And then when I looked on the side, of me, it's my mom was standing there. So, you know, tears came down my eyes. I remember my mom, because I couldn't talk because I had a trach in my neck. They had shot me in the back because they were shooting up at me, and it stopped in my neck. I almost hit my jugular. I remember my mom giving me a pen and a piece of some paper, and I told my mom, we would have had some money. We would have been rich. That's what I was telling my mom. And she was like, boy, she ripped the paper up and stuff. I didn't understand. I knew that I had a robbery, but I didn't know that they had me charged at first as murder robbery. And that was because whenever you do a crime you have a crime, the crime to get killed. It depends on the situation. They can put that murder on the crime that's alive. And in my case, they initially tried, but they dropped that shit the first day of court because they shot both of us from the back. So we wasn't posing any threat for them to shoot us, the police have you thinking that they are to shoot first and ask questions later, but that's not really what their makeup is supposed to be about. Especially if you're no threat to them in any way. But so I the first day we went to court, they dropped it, man. But I remember finding out that Big Insane had passed away when I got a chance to use the phone. And the homegirl telling me, man, Poke, Big Insane didn't make it, because I asked her, what's up with Big Insane? She was like, he didn't make it. I was like, I just broke down on the phone. I remember seeing Philip down the hall. He had seen me because I made the news. And Philip was the guy that Snoop Dogg was on trial for killing before he became a partner. Me and a couple of my homies robbed like about 10 of him and his homies. And it was just, that's just the way that it was, man, just being a street dude, man. But I learned to, have love for him and respect him. And he ended up, I think he had got shot before he got killed, but yeah, Phil, see me on the phone, like, Poke, what's up, Phil? Like, hey, man, I see your shit on the news, man. I'm like, yeah. And it changed it actually changed my way of thinking about a lot of things. It changed my life, man. And I believe in karma, man. I believe what you put out in the world, that whatever you put out in the world, that it'll come back to you. You put good out, then be expecting good to happen. You put evil out, then expect evil to happen. You know, I'm so glad that I understand that I'm a man before anything. And I wish Big Insane was still here, still alive. But what I hope for these days is that we start to really wise up, and that we able to look for wisdom, man. You know, it's too many people thinking that they already know everything. And then what they're doing is the only way to go. True wisdom and understanding, you can figure life out the right way. So, I just want to say, man, that's what we have to do, man. We have to use wisdom and understanding. It's the only way that we can preserve life. God is good. Big Insane, I'm gonna try my hardest, man, to do something good with my life, man. You definitely a real one, man. You know, you should be talked about more. But sometimes people just don't know how to do it. But I always love you. You're a real one. Man, I'm gonna make it to the top, man. I'm gonna make you proud. Be looking for something good to happen in your life, man. Remember, self-motivation is the best motivation. When you can motivate yourself, you don't need nobody to motivate you. Get it together. Peace. Love you, Big Low.